Some people know how the CS market works, and some people don't. In the current climate of CSGO with gambling destroyed and trading reduced, market investments have become a focal point of the CS economy. People who played roulette and traded on CSGO Lounge are now investors. Except those aren't the people that have changed the way the market behaves. That goes to a newer generation of players. Initially, it was the Chinese player base that had a growing interest in CSGO, and with many of them heavily invested into the market. Initially, when Chinese players flooded the market, some of the items being mass purchased didn't make sense at all. Buying items that would only fall in price like a new case, a new capsule, or skin, and items that never move like those posted on the in-game store. The result of these people entering the market was inflated prices all across the board. There was so much money flying around that nothing was falling in price. At the time, whatever you bought seemed to go up continuously. This has been obvious with old stickers like Katowice 2014, Cologne 2014, and Katowice 2015, but it is also noticeable in new skins like the Asimov, the Dragonlore, and the new Ops, the Prince, and the Gungnir. The other main increase, which probably got most people interested, was the price increase on knives. All knives have gone up in price, but the better platforms like the Karambit and the Butterfly, specifically the Butterfly, saw substantial growth. If you're one of the lucky people that unboxed the Butterfly Fade before the hype, it would have been worth around $500, and is well over $1,000 today. Within this timeline, it has a better return on investment than many sticker and capsule investments, which is unheard of for a knife. If you go into a forum and ask people if knives are good investments, it would be a resounding no. But some exceptions have been made. What this hype towards the CSGO market has created is a whole new community of people who have just started learning about how the market functions. Just like me, when I sold my Clone 2014 iBuyPower Holo and a Dignitas Holo for $20 a piece years ago, not thinking about the future. Mistakes will be made, and with some, panic will set in. Recently, it seems like investors with lots of money to play with and new investors trying to make a quick profit are constantly clashing, and market trends are very unpredictable. Dips and spikes have always been relevant. It is a market after all. But the speed and the quantity sold in recent times has drastically increased, with prices that can change drastically by the day. Currently, some older stickers are seeing a big boost, with my Boston 2018 Cloud9 Holo going from $35 to $50, Fnatic Katowice 2015 Holo from $90 to $115, and my Dignitas Cologne 2014 Holo from $275 to $310. Randomly, out of nowhere, these stickers that were stuck at a price for months randomly boosted all at the same time, and that is a result of all the people interested in the market currently. I think it could go deeper than that, because there's a specific trend in CS media recently that I think has influenced what people are currently investing in. Recently on YouTube, if you're someone that follows the popular channels, you've probably seen 10 or more Katowice 2014 capsule openings. The result of this trend is increased interest in older stickers and increased prices of Katowice 2014 capsules. When people started doing videos on these a few months ago, the price was around $1,500 USD, and now the price is being quoted around $3,000 USD, basically double the price. Katowice 2015 is probably the next one to go. It also has a very high price tag for the capsules, and has very good looking stickers in my opinion. This whole situation was created by a perfect storm. As YouTubers went from shattered web content back to the same old, so did the community, and they are working together currently to raise the prices without even knowing it. Getting back to the topic at hand though, I think that's the most important part. They don't know it. The most important mistake I see people make is panic selling when the price stagnates or dips. If the item is a rare drop or not being dropped at all, and there's no game update to make it irrelevant, the trend will continue. You can see a price spike, a dip, and soon after it will go back to its original trajectory. When my Dignitas sticker dipped from $320 to $250, I was thinking to myself, who would think it was a smart idea to sell at $250 when there is currently evidence showing that it was selling for almost $100 more a week before. This dip was created by the shared web operation that had recently come out, and pretty much everything on the market drops when a new operation comes out. It is fair to empty your inventory to get into the shared web hype. There is profit to be made, but this was a week after the hype. A lot of the items have already dropped in price, so if you were buying stars, you won't profit nearly as much a week after the operation came out. The sticker continuously dropped for 2 weeks and finally stabilized at $250. It was staying at like $260 after the first week, and then went down to $250 and stabilized there. But just about a week later, after its lowest point at $245, someone bought the one for $250, someone bought the one for $255 and $260 I believe, and now it's back up to $275. And currently, as of today, it is at $310. In CSGO, you always have to think about the future when you're purchasing an investment. There's not a whole lot of day trading in CSGO. If you were to buy something on the market and try and sell it on the market right after, because of that 15% tax, it would have to be a really good purchase to make it worth it. So you always have to be thinking about the future. You always have to be thinking long term when you're buying these items. Unless you're facing some kind of financial hardship, it's almost always worth it to hold through the lows and sell when everything recovers. Buy low, sell high. Now, what isn't simple is trying to read the market currently, because there's so many people selling, there's so many people buying, and when there's a dip, there's a really big dip. When there's a spike, there's a really big spike, and then it's stabilized right after. It's really hard to find the right time to sell, but through all this, if you go to your graph and you look at lifetime and you look at the trend should seem consistent. Even with the dips and the highs, there should be a consistent line that you can follow, and you can see what the future looks like for that item. So just hold, wait it out, see what happens, and if you can sell at a spike, go for it, but try not to sell at the low, because I see a lot of people new to CSGO economy that they see an item dip and they decide to mass sell, and it drops the price even further, and it creates a wall, and it's bad for them. It's bad for the people that have also invested in that item. It'd be better to just hold on to them and wait for the price to rise again.